Cash Color Cannabis, a high level of conversation on livehiphopdaily.tv. And this episode is sponsored by Cannabis Clothing. Everything from our Cannabis collection to our Drug Lord to our Return of the Vipers are all available now for purchase. So head to the website and shop today at cannabisclothing.com. All right, man. So today is revisiting history. You know what I mean? To be completely honest with you, man. Because my guest tonight, my man Kris J. You know, rapper, businessman. Like he hold a lot of titles. But one title he's definitely gonna hold for life. That I told him the day we did it. I said, yo, you're gonna have this title. His first guest ever of the Cash Color Cannabis podcast. First guest ever, man. December 11th, 2016. Me and Kris sat right there and did this interview. Very first time. Kris is the reason I don't smoke on air. Big fat. Kris is the reason I don't smoke on air. He passed me a joint, and I don't know what we smoking for a second and had no issues. I was like, yo, so what we smoking on? He goes, man, it's an indica strain. I watched my whole body just melt in slow motion for 15 minutes. I couldn't think of no questions. It was watch that episode.
Hey man, first episode, they can't top that.
Can't top
I got
that.
Mecca super high.
Facts.
You know how we do.
Facts. I'm super particular about smoking with people, man. I turn them down left and right, and that's over now close to 300 episodes of turning people down because of you. Because of you. So hold that history, man.
For sure.
But Kris is a guest, man, that we love to welcome back. This is now officially his third time back in the studio with us, man. But for those who don't know, or for some reason aren't that familiar with the Cash Color Cannabis family tree, let them know who you are. Please introduce yourself.
They call me Kris J, spell it with a K. I'm from Columbus, Georgia. Spent a lot of time in Atlanta. I'm an underground entrepreneur, you know, a weed activist. Cannabis is my life. You know, a motivated stoner, you know, out there speaking for all the motivated stoners who don't know that they need motivation. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for y'all. I'm a black man, you know what I'm saying? I'm a hustler. You know, this list could go on, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm Kris J. Yeah, we here, man. Kush Jackson. Let's do it. You know, Cash Color Cannabis, thank y'all for having me.
No doubt.
Every time, you know, it's always love. I'm glad that I could, you know, come back and do my first pop-up with Class of Stoners with you guys because that's crazy. We always do a lot of first things together, it seems like. So this is tight, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, you know what? And Kris is a product of having good friends. You know what I'm saying? You should really have a circle of friends who promote you even when you're not around. And I say this because prior to 2016, I had nothing to do with a podcast, nothing like that. I was just an average weed buyer in the city of Atlanta. And one of my peoples I was getting my plant from, my boy RJ. Every time I saw that boy, he would tell me, man, you got to hear my boy Kris J. Every single time. This is like from 2014 to 2015. I wouldn't see that man without him saying, you need to see Kris J. You need to hear Kris J. Kris J dope. You're going to love my man Kris J. So really, around 2016 when I was putting together the guest list, the first thing that popped in my mind was Kris J. I was like, let me go circle back and see what my man was talking about. Get into the music, get into the whole vibe. And I was like, yeah, he'd be perfect for the first guest. So yeah, definitely a product of that. Like making sure that you have your friends together, that they speak up about you even when you ain't in the room.
100. Shout out to my Pasadena family. You know what I'm saying? Shout out RJ.
Yeah, I miss RJ, man. RJ was my guy.
I seen him. I was in LA maybe sometime last month. I always see RJ there. He was actually helping me move through the fashion district. I was looking for some threads, so I called him, and he know how to move me through there. So I always see him.
Yo, RJ's a movie, dog, for real.
Oh, he's
legitimately a TV show or something like that, man.
Yeah.
But since we last spoke, you actually made a conscious decision to focus on not just Kris J the rapper, but Kris J the brand overall. What was the moment that you came to the conclusion that, you know, from the workouts to the clothes, that I need to focus on what Kris J is overall and you know, pull back a tad bit from the music side?
When I saw the music game changing, I saw the game changing, and I realized that it was gonna take more than some cool raps for me to, you know, remain independent and for me to, you know, grow the brand. So I knew that I had to do more than just be a rapper. So I really just, you know, I took a step back and I started pushing my brand, my lifestyle. Like, okay, well, you know, I'm into smoking weed and, you know, good music and running miles and things like that. Let me go tap into the people who are into that, you know, and let's just grow together. So, you know, I wasn't really focused on like making music. Like, I mean, I always record, like, for sure. I was just talking to my boy J-Dot about that. Like, I stay recording, but I just felt like it was more important for me to get my branding down. so I could do a lot of other things than just music.
Yeah, I feel you, man. And you started out with the fitness, like you know what I'm saying. And I know that I know your background, like you're a former athlete.
Yeah,
so
shout out Bethune-Cookman. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Bethune-Cookman for sure.
It makes sense that he got back on his Grizzly like that. But speak to us about what made you branch out into the fitness thing, where you literally show people the working out sessions. You literally show people the move.
I mean, it's just like I said. I mean, it's just my background. I've always been an athlete. You know, that's not something I just started doing. After college, you know, I didn't necessarily keep up with my running and things like that, but I felt like it was something for my brand that I wanted to push. I didn't want people to just feel like, oh, we just smoking weed with no purpose. Like, I wanted them to really tap into the health side of things, as far as dealing with the cannabis, and show them like, yo, I smoke a whole lot, but you know, that doesn't make me lazy, or you know, I'm still out here working out. You know, I'm running 10 miles a day and shit like that. You know, so
bro, 10 miles a day, bro. I'm struggling right now to do half a mile.
It's been getting crazy but you know, for me though, like this long distance running, man, it's like new to me. I used to be a sprinter, so like I'm not used to running miles. Believe me, I used to hate it, but you know, nowadays I really enjoy, you know what I'm saying, the long run. So we tapped into that. So you know, that's just what we do.
Yeah, you inspired me to get back into shape. I was looking at you one time, and I was like, yo, Kris and Wiz Khalifa right now got me feeling like I'm lazy as hell.
That's tight. That's tight, though, bro, that you can inspire somebody. See, that's bigger than the music right there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's bigger than the music. That puts you in a position to make a life decision to go and get yourself together.
Yeah. You know speaking about fitness, you know, shout out to my trainer, David Calloway. He often speaks about the use of cannabis properly, you know what I'm saying, in workout situations, whether it's prior to your session or after your session. What's your situation when it comes to smoking and working out? Like, are you a smoker prior to, or do you use it afterwards for recoveries?
Well, see, I'm a functional weed smoker, okay? So, I mean, if you ask me, I'll smoke before and I'll smoke after for sure. It just depends on the workout and what we doing, you know? Yeah. Depend on what's going on. I definitely won't, you know, go and get a workout from my partner Kris Drew, somebody who's, you know, a bodybuilder and, you know, going super hard in the gym. I'm not gonna go and get super high and go try to work out with him. Yeah. But if it's something that I do, you know, as far as like, all right, you know what, let's go on a 5-mile run, or let's go hiking or something, I smoke before that, you know. But I definitely recommend all y'all smoke after your workouts. Body be hurting, you better hit that joint, you better smoke some.
Bro, it's crazy.
You know
it's crazy to work with a trainer. He say that to you, man. Nice. So now I need you to go home, get you a big breakfast, make sure you light one up.
Yeah, it ain't hurting nobody, man. I just, like I said, I find it to be something that helps me out a lot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So do you get any questions from some of your followers, especially now that they watch your workouts online, like from the stories and on your page?
Like what kind of questions?
Like working out, like fitness questions. Like
I got a couple clients, bro.
Say, well, you a trainer now too?
Clients, bro. You know, shout out to the Run Club, DGU Run Club out there. I got a couple clients, man. But nah, I mean, I think that more so, like you said, it's inspiring my peers and a lot of people who, you know, mean a lot to me. To go and do better with themselves, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really want to get into being like I'm not trying to be like a personal trainer, you know what I'm saying? What I want them to know is like, you can come join this Run Club though, you know what I'm saying? And you can drink your T2O. That's what you can do, you know what I'm saying? For sure.
Yeah, man. Yo, so you're not new to this clothing game either, you know what I mean? Like, I know you've been selling merch through your How Much for the Quarter for a while. Mm-hmm. But then we all saw This Is My Smoking hoodie take off thanks to a major cosign. Right. First off, before we even get into the cosign, talk to us about where'd you come up with the concept for the hoodie? I mean, I know it seems pretty simple for some folks, but I'm like, it's definitely a story behind it.
It sounds crazy, but me and my partner, manager Deontay Williams, we were literally trying to find like something that, you know, people will really like rock with, you know. And like, I've been through a lot of curves as far as like selling merch at shows and pulling up and like not a piece sells, like nothing sells, How Much for the Quarter, and there are no sales. Like, I've been there, so I know the struggle as far as like trying to find tap into your market and find the item that they can attach themselves to. You know, so This Is My Smoking hoodie, we were basically trying to build our community, you know what I'm saying? Like, we were building a community of, you know, cannabis followers that, you know, hey, maybe you need to go, maybe you can't smoke in the house, maybe you got to go outside, or maybe or maybe, you know, like you know, you just, you know, we wanted to build a community of stoners that, you know, we could also build onto our following and build our brand. So it was honestly probably countless weed sessions, yeses and nos, this design is not working, and that, to the point where it was something that was so simple but it resonated with the people who it needed to resonate with, you know?
Yeah, it definitely has, man. Speaking of resonating with people, you caught the eye of a major name, you know what I mean? Like, shout out to NBA champion Matt Barnes, now podcast host Matt Barnes.
Most definitely.
Yeah, he's definitely actually been part of the Cash Color Campus experience as well. I had a chance to chop up with him like 2 years ago when he was working with UCLA on some cannabis stuff.
Yeah, man. I got nothing but love for Matt Barnes. Just the way that, I'll say this, just the way that he, you know, he didn't have to, you know, say anything about the hoodie or anything, but the way that he embraced the hustle, the way that he embraced our brand, that says a lot about him. Just, you know, he don't know me, he didn't know me from day or night, you know. So it's like, shout out to him for even just giving me an opportunity.
So did he connect with you, or did you reach out to him?
Oh man, it was crazy. So this is an example of, sometimes you just got to take your shot. You know what I'm saying? If you feel it kind of some kind of way, and you know, just shoot your shot. Don't go against the feeling. So one day, man, I was on Twitter, and I had watched, you know, I think they were just getting into all the smoke. Yeah, they were just getting into All the Smoke podcast. And so, you know, I was doing my research, and I was like, man, Matt B, Steven Jackson, yo, they're former athletes. I'm a former athlete. They smoke a lot of weed. I smoke a lot of weed. You know, we got a lot in common, right? So I was like, you know what, man? I'm just gonna go on Twitter, and I'm gonna post my hoodies, and I'm gonna say, hey, yo, you know, try to get them to, you know, peep it out. You know what I'm saying? And he ended up, you know, I tweeted it out. Shout out to everybody who helped me, for the retweets and the likes and the comments and things like that, you know, to get his attention. But we end up getting it to him, and he really dug the hoodies, man, you know?
Bro, he rocked it on the show. Like, if y'all ever watched All the Smoke podcast, this man really went on the show with a This Was My Smoking hoodie.
Yeah, man. He really holds it down, man, and he's done, you know, so much for our brand, especially through, you know, the corona and, you know, the pandemic, and everybody having to kind of be at home and try to find different ways that they could get money and, you know, for their brands. Because a lot of people, you know, like I said, it was a blessing, man, because I know a lot of people who weren't able to sustain themselves, you know, through a lot of this.
Plenty, man. You know, it's crazy because, you know, I'm kind of in the same boat when it came to the merch part. Like, I literally remember the first month of Cannabis clothing, we made $39. You know what I mean? I was there in that state.
Believe me, I know about those days.
Man, look, so it was crazy to see you, you know, because I watched that, you know, to be able to watch you move up from, like you say, from that one where you probably pop-ups and ain't nobody selling to a chance moment, and now you can't keep inventory.
Man, it's a blessing. Yeah. I asked, you know, and I asked for the opportunity to be able to, like, you know, sell my merch, you know, go on the road, hopefully when the world opens back up, you know what I'm saying? Like, I pray and I work for times like this. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like I said, it's a blessing, and we're going to keep it pushing, man.
Yeah, well, you putting yourself out there, and you're making yourself a lot more visible. And now you're on the West Coast. Like, for those who know, he's a Georgia resident, but you're on the West Coast now.
Man, I love the West Coast. California is tight. NorCal, I really like the Bay. I'm in the Bay right now. You know what I'm saying? Super player in the Bay. I think I like the lingo the most, is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Where you at in the Bay?
I would say Oakland.
Word.
Yeah, I would say Oakland, like Walnut Creek area. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't too far from San Francisco?
Nah, not at all.
Because it's crazy you just said that now.
I'm probably like 25 minutes from San Francisco.
Because one thing I feel like, you know, we was just talking about it, is the fact that we haven't got you in front of cannabis brands yet. Like, you really, it's a shock that hasn't happened just yet.
You know, and that's something that I've really been trying to position myself for, I guess, for cannabis brands to even want to work with me.
Yeah.
A lot of times people like, they want help, and they try to reach out these brands, but they don't have nothing for the brand to even work with, you know? So, like, I pride myself on, like, you know what? I got a bunch of no's on the way up, and we still on the way up, but I got a bunch of no's to the point where it really just made me do a lot of things myself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, cool. They not rocking with it. Keep going up the hill.
You know what's honest, though, is you're right. Most people don't come to the brand with something to actually offer the brand other than you should just give me something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like there really should be a plan of action when you step to somebody as far as trying to be an influencer, affiliate, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely, man. And you know, I just try to stay true to the things that I'm about. You know, and I know we gonna get some. If you watching this out there, you know, any cannabis brands, you know, looking for, you know, any collabs and things like that, tap in with us, Class of Stoners.
Yo, especially black-owned brands in the Bay. Shout out to SF Roots. Shout out to my boy Morris Kelly. Shout out to
Blunts
Blunts
More.
Yeah,
Hey, that's lit.
Yeah, man.
Okay,
Go reach out to
so
them
you
mans,
know,
man.
yeah, man. I was supposed to get up with Tukey, man. That's a busy dude, man.
Oh, facts, man.
Yeah,
He was in
that's
Detroit
a busy
last
dude.
week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I'm really hoping to tap in with a lot of the black-owned cannabis brands in the Bay for sure.
Yeah. Well, you know, the Bay is, from what I can gather, is an open space. You know what I'm saying? As far as it's almost like it seems like an open space. Like if you reached out to somebody, they wouldn't necessarily spin you around. They're either gonna be a yes or no.
They cool, but it's still unmarked territory for me. Like I'm not from the Bay, so
fact.
With everything kind of being like shut down and things like that, you know, it's yeah, you can reach out over social media and things like that, but I would much rather, like, you know, hey, let me push up on you. You know, this is what we got going on. So.
Yo, holla at G5 too. You know, G5 Cultivation. Shout out to my boy Larry.
Mm-hmm.
He put out Pink Haze for Cameron. He also does the Big Baby Bud for Darren Brand, comedian.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to plug in with them, man, because they are black-owned brands.
Let me know, man. Let's connect the dots. Let's figure it out.
There's some black-owned brands out there I'm sure would be at least interested in taking a conversation. You know what I mean? Like, like I say, SF Roots, Blunts and More. Shout out to G5 Cultivation. Reach out to them boys, man.
Yeah, man. Most definitely. And like we really been we this year we really want to put Class of Stoners in more of a vendor space, especially on the West Coast, like a vendor space, whether it is doing pop-ups at dispensaries and different events like that. We really want to focus on that this year. So, yeah, let's do it. So
you focus on, we spoke about fitness, we spoke about fashion. Mm-hmm. Where does music fall in line today when it comes to the business of Kris J?
It's still a priority. You know, it's still at the top. I think that all of those things, they go together. So, you know, it's like, you got good music. You know, what else do you do? You know what I'm saying? Okay, you like to work out. Okay, cool. Oh, you roll up them 3 5s a day or so. Okay, cool. You know,
y'all be high, man.
We be high, man. But you know what? Honestly, since I've been on the West Coast, now, I've been keeping the weed going throughout the day. So like, from 8 a.m. to about 3, I'll probably only smoke sativa. You know, just to keep my day pushing, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I nightcap with some indica. So I kind of can control it a little bit, but we do be high. We do be high. Yeah, for sure. Shout out those Class of Stoners out there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So music is still a priority?
Most definitely. Motivational purposes, drop. Shout out Halftime Slim. That was a project that I feel like, honestly, like, I feel like I got a chance to be a new artist again, you know? I hadn't dropped any music in a while. And it was something that I felt like I wanted to share with people. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I found my lane, not only in the cannabis, but as far as with music, like I know my purpose and I want to inspire people with my music. Yeah. So it's not just weed music. It's definitely weed music, but it's motivating weed music, you know, from the motivated stoner. So it's like, you know, tap in if that's what you about. If you're not, I've learned to not worry about those things either. You just really want to, you know, I've just been worried about my people and those Class of Stoners that's rocking with me, you know? Brother, man,
you know, being a fan of yours, I had a chance to watch you on social media do some shit that I knew that just knowing you, there was going to be a moment in history for Kris J. This is a moment in time for this man.
Which was?
And that's linking up with Spitter, man. Linking up with Currency.
Spitter, man, that was a big deal, bro.
Yeah, that was a crazy. Big deal. And I'm mad I didn't get a chance to get to the show. Of all pop-ups I didn't go to, man, I'm at the house when Currency is in the city.
That meant a lot to me because I was one, like, I mean, if you know me, then you know, like, Spitter, that's, like, my favorite rapper, like, of all time. So, you know, for me to just even be able to open up for him, just that was tight to me. It let me know that I'm on the right path for what it is that I want to do. And with him putting on the smoking hoodie, that was on him. That was a super G move. So I appreciate that. I mean,
how'd you get it to him?
Man, you got to be on game, man. I was performing 1 minute. My set was over. I had probably like 30 seconds to find Spitter real quick before he went on stage to try to figure out who I need to get that hoodie to. Yeah. Audible passed it to my man, called the play, you know what I'm saying? And the next day he had it on. So I guess, you know, we doing something, right?
Bro,
you know?
The crazy part of how organic it was, I'm scrolling through my timeline. and I see this see this man smoking
in the Rolls Royce
at
with
that.
the stars. Tell the whole story.
In the Rolls Royce
with the stars,
smoking
yes,
in your hoodie.
Yes, like yes.
Let me tell you how I felt that morning. I was like, "Yo, I'm a fan of this nigga, so I'm gonna shut up." But that's lit,
man. That was
that's lit.
That was
lit.
tight, man.
Yeah,
that definitely was motivating for myself, like to just see that. It just turned me up another notch, man. Just with the belief that we doing the right things and we on the right path,
Yeah. So you've been through a lot last year and a half, especially as far as the growth of the clothing line. Adding in the fitness shit, still doing music.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel like you've learned from business over these last couple of months, as far as how to really just run your business? Like, what do you feel like you learned?
Well, I have an appreciation for every business position, and when I say that, I mean from the manager to the person who cleans up at the end of the night. You know what I'm saying? Because I've had to go and play every position in my company. So I've learned to be resilient, and to understand that when you, like I said earlier, man, if you asking for help, be ready to help yourself. Okay, like be ready to help yourself first. If I can't tell you nothing, like you got to be 10 toes about that, because nobody's just gonna come and just help you. So business wise, like know what you want. You got to know what you want. If you don't know where you're trying to go, then how are you supposed to put that out there into the world and expect somebody else to understand?
Bro, that's a real fact. Like right now, even this week, I had to sit down and think about stuff I know I need. Because one thing I need to start learning how to do is delegate responsibility. Like you mentioned it, like you wear every single hat and that shit drain you out. And I said to myself, well, shit, you need an assistant. You need a couple of things. And then I said, I don't even really know what an assistant would do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, one, even as a business owner, you need to start writing down what you actually would need these people to do.
Yeah,
you know
man.
what I'm saying? So they're not just floating around either. So.
Yeah, man. And see, for me, I feel that we're in a position right now, that I'm not gonna ask you for no free help. So I want to be in a position to, if I do go and reach out to somebody like, yo, let me pay you for your service, just that's how I feel like good business is done.
Yeah.
So I've learned to do good business. I've learned to stay resilient. I've learned that it's okay that you in there by yourself right now. Don't get on Twitter and cry and say nobody loves you and nobody's gonna help you. Like, go do your work. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, like, everything gonna start panning itself out. Because when they see you pushing your line, you know what I'm saying, standing 10 toes on what it is that you believe, bro, some things are just, you can't deny, So just stay true about what it is that you want to do.
I see you dabbling with the web series now too, man. What's that about?
It was random. I mean, honestly, that was an impromptu thing. Shout out Matt Barnes for that shit. One day we were just like, yo, like, let's try to do some, let's try to do like a little web series or get us something going as far as in a podcast space. And I thought that would be cool just to, branch out with the brand and even just have that as an option of that's something that we do, So Puffer Pass, we only got one episode. Shout out Matt Barnes for the first episode. We need to get you on the episode of Puffer Pass.
Facts, man.
You know what I'm saying? And
actually, I don't know. I saw y'all was actually smoking. Y'all done smoke me under the table.
Oh yeah, that's one rule about Puffer Pass. If you agree to come on the show, you have to smoke. We provide the weed.
It's like being on a Be Real show.
So you
like,
can just
I have to prepare.
Yeah, you just pull up, be ready to smoke. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna smoke. Ask a couple questions, man, and have a few snacks or something. Something cool like that.
I'll prepare. I'm down.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Puffer Pass, man. YouTube right now. Episode 1's out, featuring Matt Barnes, Class of Stoners.
What's the rest of this year looking like for you?
Man, what is this, February?
Yeah, right.
So we in March. This is the last week of February. Busy, man. I want to just stay consistent. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I'm going to just take it month by month, We're working on more music. Keep going. I just dropped a single last month. Keep going. Shout out Trillmatic. He's a young dude out of Savannah. I linked with him from working with Clay James, PCMG, Players Club Music Group.
Shout out to Clay James.
Yeah, man. I learned a lot of business things from Clay too. Just on some music things and just how to conduct myself. And he's good. I appreciate him because he kind of stops me from doing some of the things that he made mistakes on.
I was gonna say Clay. Clay been through a lot of situations.
Yeah, so shout out to him for that. Shout out to the whole PCMG, Messiah, Sonny, all of them, King Elway, everybody, man. Shout out to those individuals for supporting and getting behind me. We're like a super team, It's like a super team. Everybody does their own thing, but when it's time to like, all right, cool. you know, Sunny she might drop a single or something here. Like, everybody, let's get behind her. Let's push her. You know what I'm saying? Because it's strength in numbers, you know?
I love Sunny, man. I got to get her back on.
Yeah, she's super cool. She's out there in L.A. doing her thing, man.
So all y'all out in L.A. now?
Just me and Sunny. Me and Sunny the only ones on the West Coast. Yeah, so I'm actually going to see her Friday. So, yeah. But, I mean, keep goings out. You know, we still pushing that, man. Help me get to 100,000 streams. It's going up right now. They really digging that, so that's cool. Like I said, I wanted to really drop some purposeful music, and I felt like that was a great way to pop off the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? Drop something motivating for people, just to tell them to keep going, you know, whatever it is that they're going through. I'm also working on motivational purposes too. You know, I don't have a date on it, you feel me? But shout out to Halftime Slim. We definitely locked back in, and we working on some things.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, you got a lot of good things in progress, man. I appreciate, you know, saying you coming out through tonight. You know, saying you spoke to me a while ago about doing the pop-up, and we actually had a chance to coordinate this pop-up.
Yeah, this was dope, man. I appreciate it. Shout out to everybody who came out too, man. Everybody who copped their hoodies. You know what I'm saying? I used to be so hesitant about trying to, you know, like, all right, let me see if I can, you know, let me see who would come out for me, like, you know what I'm saying, or let me see who would pop up for me and show up for me. But one thing I learned is that you just gotta do you. Like, the people who gonna support you and like be for you, man, like they gonna be like there for you. So don't even sweat it. And I'm just pressing my line on that because I see a lot of my people who do get discouraged on their grind, you know, because they feel like they don't got the support. But I'm here to tell you that fuck that, okay? Go and just do your shit, because at the end of the day, like, you all you got, and so you got to stand on that. You know what I'm saying? So everybody keep pushing. Let's keep going.
My boy, man. But I appreciate you coming through, man. Chris, let them know how they can find you, how they can get the hoodies.
Man, first and foremost, man, we just dropped the spring collection. It just dropped today. Go to howmuchforthequarter.com. Go cop your hoodie, man. You can even watch this. You can even use a promo code. Let's use Cash Color Cannabis. The promo code will be ready in give me 10 minutes. Promo code Cash Color Cannabis. All right.
That Shopify life.
Yeah, and go get your hoodie. You can follow me everywhere at I'm Kris J. IMKRSJ. That's on everything from Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff. Howmuchforthequarter.com. Howmuchforthequarter.com. Go get your This Is My Smoking hoodie.
Hey, my boy, before we get out of here, you know, I definitely got to bless you, man. There's no way you can come through and not get an Atlanta.
Go get your Atlanta Bis hoodie, goddamn. Go get your Atlanta Bis hoodie. You feel me? I appreciate you, OG.
No doubt. We've been waiting for you.
We about to smoke this out, for
Bro,
sure.
I've been debating. I wanted to give you a drug lord, but I was like, I don't know, man. I'm going to stick to script, man. I'm going to get him an Atlanta Bis joint.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. I do, man. The whole time, the whole time I've been, you know, trying to do my thing, man. Like, you've supported me. Anytime I needed you, like, you've always been there, just even with just advice and anything like that, and that goes a long way with me, man. So I really appreciate you, you know, on another level. And just, I know it's Black History Month, man. I'm sorry, man. You know, I'm in Atlanta, but it mean a lot, man, just from somebody who I consider like an OG to me. You know what I'm saying? And I see how, you know, a lot of my peers and a lot of us are kind of being placed against each other. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And I just feel like, you know, as Black people, I just feel like if we, you know, do better by each other and, you know, support each other more, that Black dollar gonna stretch that much more. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna have that much more success. So, bro, I appreciate you.
Learn to be the tree, man. Grow branches that sprout out.
And grow where you planted at, man.
Learn to be the tree, bro.
You gotta grow where you planted, man. Yeah. You know, so it's all good, man. Class of Stoners, at Class of Stoners. Yeah. How much for the quarter? Cash Color Cannabis. Kris J, Kush Jackson, whatever you want to call me. Keep going out right now. Shout out PCMG. Shout out all my supporters. Shout out all the Class of Stoners out there. Keep smoking that good Kush or whatever you're smoking, cookies, all of that stuff. Drink your T2O, okay? Trap 2O, okay? Make sure you drink that, all right? You know what I'm saying? And get your smoking hoodie, man. I'm Kris J.
Kris, my boy, man.
100.
My boy, appreciate you, man.
All
and
right.
that's we're gonna go ahead and get into this pop up and get into these good empanadas from Barinki Bentos. And yeah, Cash Color Campus, high level conversation on livehipHopdaily.tv.
100.